So you know when you're doing really well and then you crash, and then you do really well and then you crash, and then you do really well and then you crash. But no matter what, you're still stagnant. You're not making any progress. The reason why this is because you're not re-aiming with the things that you are doing after you regress, after you fall into that pit. And so if all you're trying to do is get back to homeostasis, the best you can ever expect is homeostasis. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what you need to do instead of always trying to get back into homeostasis is setting your sights on something higher. What is the specific thing that you're wanting to do? How you doing? To get higher in what it is you are doing, right? And so instead of, well, I was super consistent with the gym, I just need to get back to being consistent in the gym, set your sights higher on something, right? And also be mindful of the things that allowed you to get into that pit in the first place, right? And so these tendencies where you have to zoom in and you focus on the current moment and you're just like, oh, I can't believe right now in this current moment, I'm useless, I'm not doing anything effective. And then also just being aimless, not really knowing where the fuck you're going, not knowing what the fuck you're doing, and then expecting something good to come of that. Brother, if you have no specific goal, how the hell are you gonna know whether you're proficient or not, right? You're always gonna fall short of whatever these standards are. And then the final thing, you punish yourself. Right? You punish yourself for not being perfect, even though you never even established a criteria to what perfect was in the first place, right? And so when you have these tendencies to fall down and regress, you also need to understand what caused you to do that stuff in the first place. What caused you to get into the state where you're doubting yourself and stuff like that. And it's because the first thing you need to focus on is what is your motivation? What is your why, right? Friedrich Nietzsche talks about it. A man who has a strong enough why can bear any how. And the point, and the thing you need to understand is if you're not getting the things that you want, you're probably not valuing them enough, right? There's certain things that you value more than the thing that you want, and that's why you don't make the sacrifice, right? Even though there's really no such thing as a sacrifice, it's just focusing on what those specific things are that you actually want instead of not focusing on the things that you do not want, right? And so in these moments where you isolate yourself and you get super down on yourself and you sacrifice things like your health and your sleep, you need to understand the reason why you got down to these low moments in the first place is because you're not taking care of yourself. You're fatigued, right? You're tired and you're aimless. You have no clue where the fuck you're going, right? And then you get self-destructive, right? You get disoriented. You become hard on yourself. And then the final thing is you have too much ego. You have too much ego. You're identifying in the current moment way more than you should be. Do you understand what I'm saying? The ego is the thing that makes you think that the ego is the thing that makes you think your body is you, that thinks you in the current moment is somewhere. And your ego is always going to fight against you, right? The ego is what looks at other people around you and says, oh, I'm better than this person. Oh, I'm worse than this person. No matter where you are in the social hierarchy, it keeps you stuck. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you're comparing yourself to these people. Who says you can't shorten up your time horizon on the goals that you're wanting to reach, right? It's your ego that says that. And so you need to be mindful of that. And you need to drop your fucking ego. Because it's your ego that's going to keep you stuck in those patterns that you're doing. It's your ego that's going to keep you from growing. It's your ego that's going to keep you from investing in somebody who can actually help you break these neural links that you have to self-destructive patterns. It is your ego that keeps you from thinking that you know everything, even though you're not fucking doing shit with your life. It is your ego that destroys your capabilities. I used to talk to this coach, and I went with one who would make me a get-rich-quick scheme coach, which basically just lied to me. You understand what I'm saying? And I regret having not gone with the coach that actually told me how it was, right? Because had I had listened to him, I would have probably propelled my coaching business much faster. But it took these trials and errors of me dropping my ego and realizing that I didn't actually know everything that I was doing, right? I've been spending the past couple of days at an event called Growth Day. And this is the concepts that we're going over that have helped me a lot. And it's these concepts of regressing and falling and going back up and falling and going up and never making any progress. And it's because you're not focusing on setting your sights higher. You're just trying to get back to your normal basis of the grind. You're just trying to brother, the grind is always going to be the grind until you aim for something higher than just the grind. Do you understand what I'm saying? If your goal with all of this, if the goal for you being in this pit that you're currently in, the goal of where you regressed, you smoked weed, you did some bad habit that you don't want to do, brother, the more you shame yourself, the more you focus on it, the longer you stay there, okay? And so what you need to do, the most essential thing you need to do if you are in a bad place like that, when you have regressed on your progress, you 100% have to shorten the time between you being in that area and snap out of it. Take a cold shower, do something that activates that shit inside of you that makes you fucking chase what it is you need to fucking chase. Instead of focusing on the fact that you're doing bad and shaming yourself and letting your ego take hold of you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope that I'm getting through to y'all. But you need to understand that always focusing on past performance, despite the fact that it's not indicative of future behavior, is going to keep you stuck, right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I watched porn. Oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Everything that comes out of your fucking mouth keeps you stuck. And it's your ego fighting against you, trying to make you mediocre. And that's not what we need here. We don't need fucking people being mediocre. This world needs less mediocre people, because it's the people who actually chase their dreams and make an impact on people, grow the others around them, that will actually make a fucking change in the world, right? They have this concept in psychology. It's called the bystander effect. You see someone struggling on the ground and you think everyone else is going to help them. Motherfucker, everyone thinks that. Are you going to be the motherfucker that helps them? Because otherwise no one else is going to help them. Okay, so quit being a bystander to your own life by watching your years go by watching yourself go through these cycles and never actually making the fucking change. Pick yourself up by your fucking bootstraps. And by that, I don't mean go at it alone, because anyone who says they're a self-proclaimed success is a fucking liar. But you gotta mentally check yourself back in, right? Because we need to aim higher than just your homeostasis. We need to aim higher than your current level, right? And every time you get hard on yourself for chasing your dreams and thinking that what you're doing is not possible, you need to catch yourself when you're realizing that it's simply you following whatever has been possible in the past. And like I said earlier, past performance is not indicative of future behavior. You can accomplish fucking anything. You just gotta activate yourself, align yourself with your core values, and chase your fucking dreams, my brother. But brother, I want you to realize you're capable of great fucking things. It showed me. You know, there's other people in the world who want to see you fucking win, and I am one of them, my brother. Okay? I'm sick and tired of people being fucking mediocre. And if you clicked on this video, you probably also are somebody who's sick and fucking tired of everyone around them being mediocre. And it's not that you're better than them because they're mediocre. They have their own stuff, they have their own life. But brother, you are somebody who is driven. I want you to realize that you're not alone in this. Much love. My Uber's here. I'll show y'all some later footage. Jessica?
Yeah, Tracy?
Yep.
How are you?
Good. I have not been in the new Kia Soul. It's pretty fancy looking.
Oh, thank you. This is sporty, so it can do manual.
Oh, how fun. I talked to an Uber driver and he said there was a lot of cowgirls down here and that was a good thing. Look at it. That's my car. That's my dream car right there. I'm gonna have one of those this year. Swear to God.
The best person.
No, it's definitely interesting. Like, I'm not even 21, so I can't drink, so I don't know what the hell to do down here. But I honestly just be sparking up conversations with random dudes. But yeah, it's like I feel like a biggest problem with going out to a place like this is that you find girls, they go out to places like this. You know what I'm saying? Just like so many of these girls. I mean, my Uber driver said that she's 45. They said this, they're insecure. Or not insecure. They probably are insecure, but they're also just immature. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that, I don't know. It sucks when you motorcycle gang. I bet it's really cool to be that loud and obnoxious. But it sucks. It sucks when you want more out of life, you know what I'm saying? You want better relationships, more money, more time, more freedom. And it just seems like it's hard to get there sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like Austin a lot. This is Austin, Texas, by the way. And I certainly enjoy it, like, especially with how abundant it feels here, you know, nice cars, wealth. It makes it feel like it's more possible, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking to some of these people and they're just like, they tell you you're on the right path and stuff like that. And it makes you feel good, you know? This event that I went to, I was one of the youngest people there. I kind of mentioned that earlier, I'm pretty sure. But it feels good to know that, you know, I'm making progress. Because I feel like I'm gonna regret not going out and getting shit-faced every night, you know? And it's good to know that perhaps all of this, you know, might be worth it, will be worth it. My dumbass left my entire ID at home, so the one bar that I could have gone to, I still can't go to. Also, Exhibit A. It's absolutely gorgeous out here, though. You know, I might be in a city with people I don't know, but I have the ability to Uber places. I have a phone in my hand. I have the ability to spread my message with people. You know, there's a couple homeless people who I like fist bumped and shit, said hello to, because I know a lot of people don't acknowledge them. But you know, you gotta appreciate your blessings for what you have. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get caught up in what you don't have. Hey, you forget what you do have. You know, some people they don't have legs that work. Some people they don't have food to eat, and you just gotta realize that for what it is. You know, vomit on the ground. It is 9:23. Vomiting at 9:23 is crazy. But I think especially with self-improvement, it's easy to get this moral superiority over other people because, you know, they're partying and you're not. And you think that you somehow deserve a better place in life because you don't do that stuff. And that's something I struggled with for a while. And you gotta just come to the realization that people are just living just like you, bro. And kind of like I mentioned earlier, that ego that you keep in place all the time is going to keep you stuck. So, ask you, you know, what are you? There's a dog right there. Pardon me. Excuse me. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm beyond blessed, you know? There's some people who just broke their leg, and yet you can walk. So keep that positive energy, you know? Gratitude. Bring up that level of yourself that's positive, you know? Close your eyes and smile until you raise your frequency. And then just carry that into everything you do. And abundance will be given to you. Generate that abundance and convert it. And it will be manifested into its physical equivalence. Also, I recommend you fellas get into some sort of martial art, whether it be jiu-jitsu, just some sort of self-defense, because, you know, I'm walking down here and I feel safe because, well, not only am I built, but I also know how to, if need be, I could defend myself. And that's a very good level of confidence that you can sort of take into all of your interactions. You know, you can walk down the street, and even if there's some dude on the phone who's tweaking, if he throws hands, you could probably beat his ass. Like, worst comes to worst, you know what I'm saying? And that's good. You can kind of go into every conversation with that confidence, you know what I'm saying? Anyways.